Hello, welcome to High Ground Gaming. This is Eric, and today we're going to be playing another game from the 1967 Impossible Dream season, 50th anniversary this year. So I thought doing a series on that. Today we're going to be playing a game from May 9th of 1967, like I said, and it's going to be featuring the Chicago White Sox visiting the Baltimore Orioles at Memorial Stadium. And currently the Chicago White Sox are 13-6. They came into this game with a record of 12-7. And the Baltimore Orioles are doing slightly better than they did in the actual season at this time. They currently have a record in the replay of 12-9, and they were 9-12 in the actual season at this time. So the lineups are all as played lineups. There are no injuries to either team currently in my replay, although I do have injuries that can happen through rare plays and stuff. There aren't any injuries in this lineup right here as of today. So, pitching for the Orioles will be Tom Phoebus. He's got an ERA of 4.22 in this season so far. He's got a record of 1-2, 27 2/3 innings pitched, 24 hits, 12 walks, and 25 strikeouts. In the actual season, you can see is 14-9 with an ERA of 3.33. And for the Chicago White Sox, leading off will be the third baseman Don Buford. Batting second will be Wayne Causey, the second baseman. Batting third will be the center fielder Tommy Agee. Batting cleanup, the left fielder Pete Ward. Playing first base and batting fifth, Tommy McGraw. Batting sixth, the right fielder Ken Berry. Behind the plate, batting seventh, J.C. Martin. Batting eighth, Ron Hansen. And on the mound, batting ninth, will be Gary Peters. So Don Buford leads it off for the White Sox. He's got a record of, average of 288, hitting 288 with no homers and 4 runs batted in. Does have 4 stolen bases also. So here is the first pitch of the game. And a leadoff walk to Buford. So alright, so next up will be Wayne Causey. Off to a slow start, although he didn't hit that well in the season. Regular season, he's hitting 170 with 4 runs batted in also. Phoebus looks in for the sign from Etchebarren. Nods his head. Here's the windup and the pitch. And we have a possible wild pitch here, and we do. A wild pitch.
Just a bit outside.
So Don Buford will go up to second base and start running in scoring position now with nobody out. Is the repitch. And strikes him out. So 1 up and 1 down for Tommy Agee. Hitting 218 with 2 homers and 7 runs batted in. Four. And it's going to be a ground ball to the first baseman. Buford will move up to third, and Powell will take it himself. So 2 down now and a run on third for Pete Ward. Off to a fantastic start. Hitting 364 with a homer and 10 runs batted in. Only hit 233 in the actual season. Power hasn't come in yet, but I'm sure that'll come. See if he can knock in the run. So it's going to be a range check at Memorial Stadium. Oh, ballpark check. And fly ball to left, and that'll retire the side. So the White Sox do not score, and we head to the bottom of the first. And Gary Peters will take the mound for the White Sox off to an awesome start. Got a record of 3-0 with a 1.02 ERA, 35 and third innings pitched, 18 hits. So almost a 2-to-1 ratio there for innings pitched to hits. 7 walks and 21 strikeouts. 16 and 11 with an ERA of 2.28 on the actual season. So he'll be facing a lineup for the Baltimore Orioles as follows. Kurt Belfry, the left fielder, will bat first. Louis Aparicio, the shortstop, bats second. Batting third, the Hall of Famer Frank Robinson. Plays right field. Batting cleanup, another Hall of Famer, Brooks Robinson. Plays third base. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Boog Powell. Batting seventh, Davey Johnson, the second baseman. The center fielder, Paul Blair, bats seventh. Behind the plate, Andy Etchebarren is catching today. And Tom Phoebus is on the mound. So Kurt Belfry is hitting 197 with a homer and 9 runs batted in. Peters looks in for the sign. Here's the windup and the pitch. Possible error. And no. As Kazi is able to handle it cleanly. Flips it over to McGraw. 1 down. Alright, Louis Aparicio up now. Hitting 253. With 2 homers and 12 runs batted in. So he's had some early power. Didn't have much on the season. Only had 4 home runs in the season. But it showed some early power. A little bit. This time, no, he avoids the strikeout, although he had a high chance there of getting an 80% chance there on his card. But he avoids the strikeout, as it's an 18 on the pitcher's card. And he'll ground out to short for the second out. Alright, Frank Robinson up now. Off to a very slow start. Still looking for his first home run and only hitting 225 with 1 run batted in. So he definitely has not been the reason the Orioles are off to a good start, as he's struggled so far. So when he gets hot, they could be even better. And you know he will. Alright, Peters looks in for the sign. Is the pitch to Robinson. And it won't be this time, as he grounds out to third. Alright, so that'll do it for the Orioles in the bottom of the first. And after 1, no score. McGraw, Barry, and Martin will pitch. Will hit against Phoebus. McGraw's hitting 400, so he's off to a great start. Hitting 400 with 8 runs batted in. So he'll lead it off for the White Sox here in the top of the second. And he'll strike out. Alright, next up, the right fielder Ken Berry. Hitting 217 with a homer and 5 runs batted in. And nope, home run check, only a 30% chance there. This falls outside of that. And he'll ground out to Powell, taking himself for the second out. Alright, the catcher J.C. Martin up now. Left-handed hitting catcher. Hitting 294 with a homer and 6 runs batted in. And he'll strike out to retire the side. Alright, so the heart of the order, Brooks Robinson, Boog Powell, and Davey Johnson will lead it off for the Orioles here in the bottom of the second. Brooks Robinson is off to a good start, so he's part of the reason why they're where they are. Has 6 home runs already, just 22 games. with 15 runs batted in. So he's been a big part of their success so far. See what he can do here. And no, he does not strike out. And he'll pop out the third, and that'll be the first out of the second inning. All right, Boo Powell hitting just 194 with a homer and 3 runs batted in. And he will ground out to short. Hansen's up with it over to McGraw. 2 down. All right, Davey Johnson hitting 286 with a homer and 5 runs batted in. Future manager. 3-1. And yeah, looks like it's going to be a fly out to center, and that'll retire the side. So
Have you picked your designated driver for this evening? Please remember to drink responsibly.
So the White Sox go in order. The Orioles go in order, in the bottom of the second. And still no score. Still looking for our first hit of the game for either team. Ron Hansen up for the White Sox now. Shortstop. Hitting 175 with a homer and 3 runs batted in. Range play at Memorial Stadium. And Brooks Robinson is almost automatic with a 5 there. Doesn't commit any errors either. It's like a human vacuum cleaner there. Gets the play. Makes a stop and throws it over to Powell. Great play by Robinson. He'll do that a lot. All right, next up, the pitcher, Gary Peters. 2 for 12 so far. I believe that what it equates to there. With 1 run batted in. See what he can do against Phoebus. And he'll ground out to Powell. Flips it over to Phoebus. 1 down. 2 down. All right, back to the top of the order. Don Buford. Walked his first time up. And we have our first hit of the game. So Buford's on with a 2-out single.
Everybody clap your hands.
All right. Wayne Kazi struck out his first time up. Oh, let's get a steal here. Maybe a caught stealing. As Echeverria gets him. Now to retire the side, trying to get in scoring position for the first run of the game, but is unable to. All right, bottom of the order, Paul Blair, Andy Echeverria, and Tom Phoebus will be up for the Orioles. And Paul Blair's hitting 288 with a homer and 8 runs batted in. And ground out to Kazi. Throws it over to McGraw for the first out. All right, Echeverria up now. Hitting just 157 with a homer and 6 runs batted in. And he'll strike out. All right, the pitcher Tom Phoebus. Off to a good start at the plate. 3 for 9 with an RBI. Peters' ERA has gone below 1 now that he has not allowed a run yet in this game. And no, does not walk. He ground out the third. And that'll do it for the Orioles in the bottom of the third. So still no score, although we have our first hit by the White Sox. Alright, Kazi will lead it off. Struck out his first time up. Phoebus looks in for the sign. He has the windup and the pitch. No, does not strike out. And a fly out to Bleffery. And that'll be the first out of the inning. Tommy Agee, 0 for 1. And he strikes out the second out. All right, Pete Ward, also for 1. And he'll pop out to short, and that'll do it. So the Orioles go in order. All right. The White Sox go in order. Leffery will lead it off, top of the order, followed by Aparicio and Frank Robinson. Still looking for their first base runner of the game. Peters has set down all 9 Oriole batters so far. And won't do it this time. Make that 10. Aparicio up now. And he'll ground out to short. Hanson's up with it over McGraw. 2 down. See what Frank Robinson can do. And get a possible error on the ground here. And no, it's a fly ball, so that's not in effect. And 1, 2, 3 again, go the Orioles. So still no score after 4 full. All right, Tommy McGraw struck out his first time up. And a possible error here. And it'll be a line out to first. Powell's able to make the catch. 1 down. So not much going on offensively for either team. Had almost nothing other than that 1 hit. And actually 1 walk too by Phoebus. 1, 2. Range play. It's going to be grounded a second. And Johnson's able to handle it. Flips it over to Powell for the second out. Alright, J.C. Martin struck out his first time up. And he'll walk this time. So the second White Sox base runner. Second via the walk anyway. He did get a hit too. And that brings up Hanson now. And ground out to third, and that'll do it. So bottom of the 5th, and nothing. Brooks Robinson at the plate. He's able to get a base hit here. Past third base. So leadoff base knock for the Orioles. Gets their first hit of the game. Brings up Boog Powell. So for 1. And we get a range play here. 6, so it's going to be a double. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not, as Agee makes a great running catch to rob him extra bases. So Powell is not happy with that. So Robinson heads back to first. He was almost to third when Agee made that great catch and had to scamper back. So it's 1 out for Dave Johnson. Looks like just makes it in there, so it's going to be a fly out to Barry. So 2 down. So Peters is going to try a pickoff, and nope, nothing going on there. Not much of anything going on his card. Ooh, and a wild pitch possibly. And no, it's going to be a pass ball. They call it a pass ball on Martin.
Let that ball get by him.
So Robinson moves up to second. See if Blair can knock him in. Oh, no, it's a lefty. If he's a righty, he would have got a single, but it's just a ground out to second. And that'll do it. So nothing doing for the
Visit our concession stands.
Orioles in the bottom of the 5th, and we head to the 6th with still nothing going on. All right, we're gonna leave Peters in. Let's see here. I think we're gonna have to. Yeah, he's still got a lot left in him. He's got 13 batters before he can face if he gets tired, and he's pitched an excellent game, so we don't want to rock the boat there. We get a range play at Memorial Stadium. And it will, and Blair will make the catch. So that's how we'll start off here in the top of the 6th. Don Buford up now. He's got the only White Sox hit. And he'll be retired this time as he grounds out to second. Wayne Causey, 0 for 2. Highs out to Robinson. And that'll do it. So 1, 2, 3 go the White Sox in the top of the 6th. Etchebarren leads it off. Struck out his first time up. And flies out to AG for the second out. Let's check Phoebus here. I think he'll be alright too. Yeah, he's still got 6 more batters to face. So we're going to leave him in here. And he'll fly out to AG also. Bleffery up now. Hitless in 2 at-bats. And he draws a 2-out walk.
Walks, and that wasn't close.
Aparicio. And you get a range play. Oh, and Hansen is unable to get to it. And Bleffery will stop at second. So runners on first and second with 2 down. For Frank Robinson, chance to break out of his season-beginning slump here. No, as he grounds out to short. So that was the best chance the Orioles had so far. They're unable to capitalize. And we head to the top of the 2nd with what we score: the White Sox nothing and the Orioles nothing. Alright, AG leads it off. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And gets a single to right. So leadoff base runner for the White Sox. And he's going to try to steal. And no! Wow, he had a 1-19 to be safe, and he rolls with a 20. So 5% chance, and Etchebarren's able to throw him out. I think that's his second throw out of a base runner today. Second caught stealing of the day. AG, the speedster, gets thrown out. Ouch.
Out!
Ah. Pete Ward up now. For 2. He grounds out the first for the second out. Alright, Tommy McGraw, also for 2 with a strikeout. And that'll do it, as he strikes out. Alright, so 7th inning stretch time here at Memorial Stadium with no score. The line scores are exactly the same, with no runs, 2 hits, and no errors for each team. Orioles have left 1 more runner on base, as they left 3, and the White Sox 2. So alright, so the heart of the order for the Orioles: Brooks, Robinson, Powell, and Johnson. See if they can get something going here for the Orioles in the bottom of the 7th. So we get some heavy trucks going by the stadium. 2. And he lines out to short. Hansen makes the catch. All right, Luke Powell. He'll listen to at bats. And he'll strike out this time. Missed that one by a mile. All right, Davy Johnson. Possible error here, and it looks like it's going to be, yes, it's going to be an error on McGraw, a rare error on McGraw. So the first baseman McGraw will make the error for the White Sox. He's definitely not happy about that one. 2-out base runner for the Orioles. Brings up Paul Blair. So Davy Johnson isn't going anywhere. Etchebarren's thrown out 2 runners so far. I'm sorry, Martin's... No, actually, Martin hasn't thrown out any runners, so... But still, Johnson decides not to go. And Blair will strike out. It's out to 7 full, no score. Alright, Phoebus still looks strong out there. They'll leave him in. Ken Berry leads it off. So a great pitcher's duel today. And a fine sunny day at Memorial Stadium. I've actually been there. I went there for a game back in 1970. I think 79 is when I went. Yeah, I went to a game there. I visited my brother down at Annapolis because he was a Naval Academy graduate, and we went down there to see him. I think I was 11 years old. Yeah, 11 years old at the time. So 2-5. But yeah, we got autographs by. They signed a couple of seat cushions. I know one of them was by Steve Stone, and the pitcher, and I can't think of the other one, but we got another one then. But unfortunately, those are long since gone. Let's see. But anyway, good times. So 2-5. And a grounder to short for the first out. So Martin up now. 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Flies out to Robinson. The second out. Ron Hansen. 0 for 2. Oh, no home run check there. Falls outside the range. And he'll ground out to short. So the White Sox go quietly in the 8th. And go to the bottom of the 8th. With Etchebarren, pitcher's spot, and Leffery. See if Etchebarren can get anything started here. No, he'll strike out. Phoebus has got a 0 in that tired, and then he's got 0/8 in his pitching line, so can still face 8 more batters. So what do we do? Let's see what the actual game did. It was a 5-4 game, won by the White Sox. So let's see. I think we're going to bring in a pinch hitter here. See if we can avoid going into extra innings. Get a spark from the bench. So let's see here. Johnson held Bowens and Snyder were actually used in the game as pinch hitters. So let's see what we can find here. See, the computer picked Sam Bowens, so I think we're going to go with that. So Sam Bowens is going to be lifted for, Tom Phoebus is going to be lifted for a pinch hitter. Pitched a fine game. Pitched 8 solid shutout innings, only allowing 2 hits. So Sam Bowens comes into the game. Ooh. Maybe not the best choice here. Hitless and 11 at-bats, but maybe this will be his spark here. So we'll see what happens. Manager believes in him. No, he'll fly out to right. So strategy does not work. All right, Bluffery up now. 0 for 2. Now 2 outs. And ground out to second. So all right. So
Remember to get your copy of the souvenir program.
let's see. So I think the Orioles are going to bring in their one of their closers, Eddie Wyatt. He had 8 saves on the season. Try to keep the game scoreless. And the White Sox are definitely going to lift Peters now, though. See if they can win it here. Let's see who they used for. They only used one extra hitter, and it was a replacement second baseman, Al Weiss. Did not get an official at bat, so let's see. Let's take a look at Weiss and see if he's a possibility here for Peters. Yeah, he's not bad, 245 hitter. Switch hitting, so if they try to counter, will make a difference. So yeah, we're gonna go with Al Weiss, I think. So Al Weiss is gonna come in to pinch hit. He is not off to a greatest start either. Just 100, just 2 hits and 20 at bats. 2 runs batted in. See what he can do against Wyatt. Well, he'll ground out to short, so both pinch hitters aren't able to do anything for either team. So Don Buford and now Eddie Wyatt. Let's get back to his stats. We didn't mention his stats. He has not allowed a run and 4 saves, so he's been awesome so far. 4 innings pitched, 4 saves. So 2 hits allowed, no walks and 2 strikeouts. Don Buford up now, owns one of the Chicago hits. And a line up back to Wyatt. So a hot shot, Wyatt makes the catch. Gonna bring up Kazi, 0 for 3. And possible error on a ground ball. No, it's a fly out, so we head to the bottom of the 9th with no score. See if the Orioles can walk off with a win here. So Aparicio, 1 for 3. And let's see here. Orioles will have to bring in a relief pitcher here. I think we're going to bring in our closer. Going to bring in Bob Locker. So Bob Locker comes into the game with a 2.39 ERA, record of 1-0, a couple of saves, 11 innings pitched, 11 and 3rd innings pitched, 11 hits, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Had 20 saves on the actual season. Aparicio leads it off. Oh, no, he does not let a home run off the right-hand batter, so definitely a good choice bringing in Locker. Not that Aparicio had much of a shot anyway. He only had a 4 for a number here for 20% chance.
Out!
But 0 times 20 is 0, so. All right, so Frank Robinson up now. So we're 6-5, range play. Oh! Oh, is that going to be a home run here? No, it's not. It's to the right. It's just a range check. I think this, if he were a lefty, it would have been a home run. With the field range check, but it looks like it's just going to be a fly ball to right. But Barry's unable to make the catch, but he does hold him to a single, so it's not that. All right, so it looks like the leadoff one-out base runner is on for the Orioles. And it looks like they're going to go with a hit and run with Brooks Robinson. So let's see what happens here. And it's going to be a ballpark check. Oh! This may be gone. No! It's not. I think it had to be an 8 or higher. And he was only a 4 or something like that, or 8. I don't know. But anyway, it wasn't high enough. So 2 outs now. Brings up Boo Powell. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. And he'll strike out again. Alright, so we're headed to extra innings. With no score. Alright, so Eddie Wyatt will be back out there again. To pitching a scoreless frame in the 9th. He'll face A.G., Ward, and McGraw. And he gets hit by a pitch. So not a good way to start off the inning for the Orioles. So leadoff base runner. And looks like they're going to leave A.G. in there. He's a fast runner. Looks like he isn't going anywhere. And Ward is not much of a bunter. He's a cleanup hitter, so we're going to let him hit away. Avoids the strikeout. And he's got himself a single. So leadoff runner is going to advance. And let's see, he's a 2-2, so greater than or equal to it he is. So he'll advance on the throws. They try to get AG but are not able to.
Everybody clap your hands.
All right, so 2 runners in scoring position. Go ahead run is, well, the only run is 90 feet away. So I think we're gonna walk. We're gonna walk McGraw. I think so. I think we're gonna walk McGraw. Yeah, Tommy McGraw's hitting 3-2, so we're gonna intentionally walk him. So I'm trying to think of how we did that. I think it was. Oh, how was that? I think it was we just roll 6-1, and then we go to hit the walk. Yeah, instead of the strikeout. Yeah. So we're gonna intentionally walk McGraw. Yeah, definitely a good strategy, I think, because Ken Berry is only a 209 hitter on the season. So, and we're not gonna try. They're not gonna try a steal here. Nah, he might, but I don't think so. No, that's just not with the bases loaded. That's just not a possibility and nobody out. That just does not make sense. So we're going to avoid that strategy. We are going to bring the infield in, though. The Orioles will. And we'll see what happens here. I mean, it might be unexpected, but it just doesn't make any sense. 2-3. So ground ball to second, and we're going to try double play home to first. Yes. And it looks like it's going to be a force out at the plate. But they're unable to turn the double play, so it's just going to be but they do get the lead runner at home, which is very important. He'll advance. So it's going to reload the bases. Yeah, I needed a -1 of grounded to double play there too, so he's very effective against that, against getting the double play. Actually, no, he's not. That's against him, so he's not very effective, because it's a minus. If it was a plus, then he'd be more effective, as it would add to the chances. All right, let's see here. So bases are reloaded. We're gonna bring the infield in again, and J.C. Martin's up now. Catcher, see what he can do. See if he can push that go-ahead run across. Oh, wild pitch possibility. No, just falls outside as Etchebarren's able to block it. So Etchebarren's had a great defensive game as he blocks a possible go-ahead run here. And he's also thrown out 2 base runners. So Etchebarren having a great day behind the plate, at least defensively. Oh, hold on. Yeah, the infield's still in good. Okay, so 3-2. And he'll strike him out, so that's a big strikeout for Wyatt. So it's going to take a base hit or a walk or something, or a pass ball or a wild pitch to get by Hanson in Hanson's at bat. 2. And he'll fly out to left, and wow. So the White Sox had a golden opportunity. They loaded the bases with nobody out and were unable to score. So great defense by the Orioles. Pitched their way out of it. Wyatt pitched his way out of that jam. And we head to the bottom of the 10th. See if that'll spark the Orioles here. So Bob Blocker is going to come out again. Yeah, he'll start off the inning. And a leadoff strikeout. So Johnson strikes out. So Paul Blair up now. 0 for 3. And back-to-back Ks by Locker. All right, Etchebarren, he's done it defensively. Let's see if he can do it offensively. And 60, no, it flies out. Lines out to right, actually. Or flied out to right. So the Orioles will go in order. So we head to the 11th. I'm definitely going to bring in a pinch hitter for the White Sox. And they use their only pinch hitter. Let's see. So we're going to have to take somebody else. So Locker will come out. And yeah, I think we're going to bring in, and Wyatt's actually going to come out too, but we'll wait until the Orioles bring on their pinch hitter. I mean, the White Sox batter. So Smokey Burgess is going to come in the pinch hit, and Wyatt is going to come out. Let's see. And I think Eddie Fisher is going to come in. Oh, Tom Fisher. Is it Tom Fisher? No, Eddie Fisher. There he is. So they have a Tom Fisher and an Eddie Fisher. Alright, so Eddie Fisher will be coming in. So Eddie Fisher comes in. The righty. Also off to a great start. 0.82 ERA, no record. 11 innings pitched, only 4 hits allowed, 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. So he'll face Burgess, Buford, and Kazi here in the top of the 11th. You get a range play. Ooh, this could be good. And it's going to be a single. So a single for Burgess. So, yep. As referee's unable to get it.
Let that ball get by him.
So leadoff single for Burgess. So the White Sox going to go a little hit and run here. It can't be attempted. Burgess, okay. So possible error on the ground here. This could be a big play. Ooh, it looks like it is going to be on the ground. And Powell is able to handle it. So, wow, just missed it. It just missed an error there, as he has a 9 and it's a 10. Let's see what happens here. So it's going to be a force out to second. So the fielder's choice is they're unable to turn 2. As Buford beats the return throw. So, oh, they're going to try to steal an Etchebarren. Let's see if the third time is a charm. No! As another 20 is rolled. Wow. Etchebarren's gunning him down today. And he's not much of an arm here, as you see the +2, but today he's just on fire.
Out!
Wow. So Etchebarren throws out his third base runner of the day. He can't buy a run today. So 3-1. We're going to bring up Kazi. He's 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Fly out to center. So, alright, so let's see. Who are the White Sox going to bring in? Baltimore's definitely got a pinch hit for Fisher. They're going to bring in Buzzhart. Oh, he's not off to a good start. And Eddie Fisher is going to be lifted for a pinch hitter. Let's see who they're going to bring in here. And it looks like Rush Snyder is going to come in and pinch hit. So he's hitting 167. 2 homers and 4 runs batted in. So he's been hot so far, at least power-wise. And John Buzzhart, he's not been not so good. So 1-1 record, 8.78 ERA, 12 and 30 innings pitched, 21 hits allowed. The manager has faith in him. Alright, see what happens here. This could be the opportunity the Orioles are looking for. Nope. And he flies out to right for the first out. Alright, Buzzhart now plays Bleffery. He's 0 for 3. Possible error on a throw here. I don't think there'll be any throws here, though. Oh, there's an error check, though, but McGraw is able to handle it. I guess it could have been on the ground ball there. Throw to first after that, but McGraw is able to throw it over to Buzzhart. We'll make the catch. And there's no error on the play as they retire the batter. Alright, Aparicio up now. 1 for 4. And a 2-0 walk. And they're going to try a steal on Martin. And they are successful. So runner in scoring position now with 2 outs. So base hit by Frank Robinson can win it for the Orioles. Will he bust out of his slump? He does have a hit today.
Line drive.
No, as Kazi makes a great catch. And the Orioles fail to score. So we head to the 12th with goose eggs on the board. Let's see here. We're going to bring this over here. So we get a righty and a lefty, and so we can bring in Wally Bunker. Alright, let's see the computer pick. We'll go with that. So it'll be A.G. Ward and McGraw up against Bunker. 3.31 ERA. 6 innings pitched, 19 hits allowed, 12 Ks and 4 walks. Top of the 12th. And a leadoff single, so a good start for the White Sox. Brings up Pete Ward. 1 for 4. Flies out to right, 1 down. Tommy McGraw. Grounds up the first, and looks like Powell's just gonna take it himself. And AG will advance to second. Fielder's choice. So 2 down now for Ken Berry. Oh, wild pitch possibility here. And no, it's a pass ball on Echebarren. So Echebarren's defense lets him down this time. No, actually, no. It's supposed to be a foul ball. So I guess it doesn't. The umpire says he got a piece of it. Royal Stadium range check. Ooh, a single here. And it's going to be a double. And that'll bring home the first run of the game as AG comes around from second to score.
Everybody clap your hands.
So the White Sox strike first here in the top of the 12th. That might be enough. All right, J.C. Martin up now. See if they can add to their lead here. Oh, and it's a possible home run here for Bunker. For Martin. Let's see here. Martin has 1 home run. Only had 4 on the season. Well, we'll see. A 1-7, so we get a 35% chance on this roll. And he does. He's able to hit a 2-run homer. So
swing a long drive. This ball is out of here.
So the White Sox explode for 3 runs here in the top of the 12th. Take a 3-0 lead. They get some insurance on the 2-run homer there by Martin. Oh, another single. So, all right, Buzz Hart's gonna be lifted for a pinch hitter. Dick Kenworthy's coming in. Listen for at bats, and Bunker's definitely going to be coming out of the game. Oops. And Mo Grabowski is going to come in. 0.9 ERA. So he's had a great start, had a great season overall too, 1.60 in the actual season. Has 1 save, 10 innings pitched, 8 hits allowed, 4 walks and 9 strikeouts. See if he can end this inning and get the Orioles up. And that'll do it. So a lot of 2-out damage. I think all the runs scored with 2 outs here. Yeah. So there were two outs. Damage by the White Sox, and they have a 3-0 lead going into the bottom of the 12th. So the Orioles are going to have to score 3 runs to keep this one going. They have the right hitters up. Robinson will lead it off, followed by Powell and Johnson. And White Wilhelm is going to come in. Has no record, but does have 1 save. It's been excellent so far. 9 2/3 innings pitched, has not allowed a run. Only 1 hit allowed. 8 walks, though, and 9 strikeouts. So he's got to keep runners off base. So Robinson up, 1 for 4. And his counterpart, Buford, will make a great play. It's 1 down. So Orioles are down their last 2 outs. Blue Powell up now for 4 2 strikeouts. White Wilhelm gets the sign. He has to wind up in the pitch. He'll line out to short. So Orioles are down their last out. Davey Johnson up now 0 for 4 with a strikeout. And that'll do it as Johnson strikes out. And the White Sox defeat the Orioles 3-0. Going 3 runs in the top of the 12th after goose eggs were put up all day by both teams. Let's look at the post game. So there it is, 3 runs in the top of the 12th. Orioles only managed 3 hits on the day. J.C. Martin hit his 2nd home run, 2-run homer. So, all right. So, the White Sox will improve to 14-6. The Orioles to 12-10. Take a look at the box score. So, yeah, goose eggs up. No runs or anything like that by either pitcher. Both Peters and Phoebus went 8 innings, each allowing only 2 hits. Walker and Buzzhart continued the scoreless. Buzzhart gets the win. He's 2-1. And Wyatt and Fisher continued. No scoring here for the Orioles. Not allowing a run. And Bunker will get the loss as he allowed 4 hits in 2/3 innings. 3 runs and 3. Got the first 2 outs but could not get that 3rd out, which proved to be his fatal flaw. So Wilhelm gets his 2nd save of the season. Let's see. Let's go check the box score here, up here. So yeah, Barry gets an RBI, gets the game-winning RBI, and J.C. Martin hit a 2-run home run, knocking in Barry. And AG came around to score with the winning run. So that is it. So that's the game from May 9th of 1967. Hope you enjoyed that. It was definitely a great game. Like I said, in actual life, the White Sox did win 5-4. So that's it. So thank you for joining me, and we will see you in the next Impossible Dream 50th anniversary video, which will be a game from May 10th. So stay tuned for that, and take care, and God bless. Bye-bye.